Hey guys, it's Chuck at Enhanced Management Services. Welcome, glad you're with us today. We thought we'd take a diversion from our regular written blog, thought we'd do a video blog today. So one of the things that's impacting probably you, and especially in our area here, this is Little Benton, Pennsylvania. And as you can see, I'm with my friends here at the Benton Volunteer Fire Company, and their ambulance is experiencing this just like a lot of you are, and that's the cut in the way Medicare makes their payments. So let's talk about that for a minute. Way back about 12, 13 years ago, when they came up with the fee schedule formula in order to pay us all, right from the start, they realized that they were paying us too little. So what happened was Congress put a Band-Aid on it, and each year they come up with these bonus payments. And so for several years, we've had these bonus payments, and they're based on the zip code of the point of origin of the trip. So using something called the Rural-Urban Commuting Area Formula, which is based on census data, yeah, I know, leave it to the government to come up with some crazy formula like that, they determine whether a zip code is urban, rural, or super rural. If a zip code is urban, they pay 2% more than the fee schedule. If a zip code is rural, they pay 3% more. And if a zip code is super rural, they pay 22.6% more on the base rates. But then along with that, the loaded miles, meaning the miles that we get paid for when the person is in the ambulance, when your patient is in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, that's an extra 50% more in payment over the fee schedule amount. So what has happened is, off the 2010 census data, it's taken a few years, but that is now adjusted, and many places that were rural have become urban, which means payments have been cut like crazy. So you take a little place like Benton here, where they were getting $10.85 a mile up until New Year's Day of this year. Now their mileage payment for the first 17 miles of every trip is down to $7.27. So that's almost $4 less a mile that they're being paid. Now, what I'm going to do today is we're going to take a ride in Benton's ambulance, and with some of our friends that's on crew here today, we're going to show you what they say is urban, and it definitely isn't urban. Let me give you an example. This whole area right here, Benton has about 800 people as their population. The surrounding townships, there's two big ones, they're about 12 or 1,300. So all together, this whole area is about 3,500 people, lots and lots of rural roads. There's a beautiful little creek that runs right through here. This is a place where you go to hunt and fish and hang out, and you know, it's really very, very small town, rural America. So what I'd like to demonstrate is how in the world can somebody in Washington come up with a formula that takes a little place like this and just at a snap of a finger and a computer keystroke turns it from rural to urban. It's crazy. So let's take a ride in Benton's ambulance and go out and show you a little bit where they respond, and I think you'll get a good flare that this place is anything but urban. So how'd you enjoy that little trip? Now we drove about, we're probably 5, 6, 7 miles out of Benton, and as you saw coming over here, there's a lot of rural roads. I mean, we're in a place called Soane's Hollow right now, and this road is basically a single pass. So this is what Cindy here from Benton Ambulance, they run calls here every day. And so I brought you out here because I wanted to show you just how anybody could say this is urban and not rural just blows my mind. It's absolutely crazy. And one of the things I wanted to talk with Cindy about is, you know, these guys not only run the calls and man the ambulance like a lot of you do, but they also then, when funding isn't maybe where it needs to be, they have to come up with extra dollars to pay the bills. And in a small town area where you don't have a lot of call volume, it means that your reimbursement may not completely cover everything you got to do. So Cindy, you know, I know you guys do breakfast, you do gun sales, you do bingo, you know, how many hours on average, in addition to doing this, do you guys spend doing your fundraising?
Breakfast usually works probably 15 15 hours to get prepped, and then we're there from 7 to 1 o'clock, and then till cleanup on a Sunday. So we're there all day Sunday too.
So that's just one event.
Right.
Yep.
And that's every month that we do that. And then we have our flower sale, which is 3 days, and you know, till we get set up and stuff, we're talking probably 30 hours in 3 days.
Yep. Yep. See, and now on top of that, they're going to get less money from Medicare because some government official somewhere had some crazy formula that turned this place into urban, and how you can turn this place into urban, I don't know. Now these guys are going to have to do more fundraising because you just don't pull money out of your ears. You've got to come up with it somewhere. So what's the answer here? Well, the answer, guys, is that Congress has got to come up with a fix for this thing. We have to value EMS in this country for what it is, and it's excellent. And I'm proud to say that over the last 3 decades, just like Cindy, we've been out here doing this. It's time for somebody in Washington to recognize that we're worth what we do. And that means that we need to fix this thing once and for all, stop the gap payments, come out and actually see where Benton, Pennsylvania is, that it's not urban, and it truly is rural, and fix this thing once and for all. So, you know, Congressman, CMS, Medicare, whoever's out there watching this thing, you can help us a whole lot by just using some common sense. Finding out where these places are and doing it the right way, rather than some formula sitting in some ivory castle somewhere figuring out that what we should get paid. It's time to fix it.